Barry, we always appreciate your time. I mentioned there that these citations have been filed just in the nick of time. That's because today marks 1 year since this incident happened. You only have a year to file these essentially traffic tickets. What do you make of the fact that leaving the scene of a property crash without reporting, 3 of those have now been filed?
Yeah, it is 1 year statute of limitations for violation level offenses like these. And so they clearly wanted to do it on the last possible day. That doesn't mean that they're not going to add additional charges that could possibly still have a statute of limitations, such as filing a false business record, if that pertains here, or any other charges. They're just making sure that they save the statute of limitations and get the filing of those 3 tickets in on time so that they can at least proceed on these. So it's not surprising at all if they believe that they have a basis for leaving the scene of a property injury incident without reporting it, without leaving identification behind. Then it's standard fare that they would charge somebody like that has done that allegedly with a violation level offense of leaving the scene of a property accident.
If there had been injuries here and he had left the scene, this could have risen to a misdemeanor level. That is not what happened. But even for just these traffic tickets, I mean, the law technically says a fine of up to $250 and up to 15 days in jail. But no one gets jail time for this, right?
No one gets jail time, and usually anybody would get a plea reduction if they have no prior record, especially a police officer. Not that they should get any favoritism, but they also shouldn't be treated any worse than the general public. We would usually go to court, we'd talk to the prosecutor, get a reduction, maybe do some parking tickets if the individual doesn't have too many points on their license. So no, not looking at any possibility of any jail time under these charges, and probably a reduction of the charges. But if it's not a reduction, it's just a violation level offense, he'll be fined financially up to $250. And so this is standard for this type of an incident.
And we'll have to see if it would also have any potential disciplinary action from the Erie County Sheriff's Office. The sheriff has been very tight-lipped about all of this. We'll see if that changes. But finally, Barry, I want to ask you about what I think is the even more significant news today, the fact that the 5 Buffalo police officers who responded to this crash site exactly 1 year ago, they've all been put on administrative leave. That obviously didn't happen up to this point in the investigation. How significant is it that that has now happened?
It's standard when they're conducting an investigation. I believe that they're on leave without pay. We shouldn't read too much into that. There should be no assumption that they're guilty of anything, even at an internal level. It is standard when you're conducting this type of an investigation to suspend the officers involved with pay and to find out what the outcome is. Normally, the public wouldn't hear about that, but in this case, we have. But I wouldn't read too much into it. It is not. We should not assume that anyone here necessarily did anything wrong until they finish their investigation.
It does tell us that for folks who worry about a potential cover-up of what already seems like a cover-up, I mean, this does tell us that there is an investigation happening, right? Buffalo Police Internal Affairs is taking a real close look at this.
You can expect that they're going to take a very close look. I believe that they have an outside prosecutor from the Niagara County District Attorney's Office. They'll be taking a look at a special prosecutor. So this is far from over. They'll continue their investigation. It's very difficult this far down the road, a year later, to really investigate, going backwards in time. So it's going to be difficult to try to really conduct an investigation. But I wouldn't read too much into the fact that the officers were suspended. We say that every day. In less public cases, we just don't hear about it.
Attorney Barry Covert providing legal analysis for us on this breaking news story. Barry, I know you're traveling. I appreciate you hopping on Zoom to talk with us.
Absolutely. Thank you.